Coach, all year you've been commending your team for the fight that they, showcased, the grit that they showcased. Today that resulted in Rakia retaliating after getting hit with an elbow by Brittany Garner. What were your words to Rakia, and what are your thoughts around the situation that happened?
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. Between the fan appreciation and talking to our team, I haven't had a chance to go back and view it yet. So
the uproar is deafening. Indiana Fever fans are demanding justice, and at the center of the storm is none other than Caitlin Clark, a rookie already rewriting on but history. Clark is now facing a shocking level of disrespect from referees that could derail her historic playoff run. Fans are calling for heads to roll, and the stakes couldn't be higher with the championship on the line and Clark leading the charge. One question remains: will this controversy define her legacy, or will she rise above it all and claim her rightful place as the league's most dominant force? This is a battle no one can afford to miss. The Beavers' last opportunity to be the says they were 0-3 again. Then they had one last shot. I had mentioned that pretty much all in the big top teams that the Fever had eventually beaten this year to the game of the season. Theories for them to do that would look like, and they did not. We did not need worry about that. They did not beat the Beaver. A lot of talk right now about Caitlin frustrations and getting technical goals and if that is a thing that we need to be looking out for in the postseason. And again, I repeat, a lot of people didn't watch Caitlin, I think, in college, at least her whole career. That's very much a part of her personality and fact at the tournament. The first game or so of the tournament, it was a point of conversation amongst our death with Andrea Carter. Engineered will make her just how she needed. Keep her emotions in check. How her team played, particularly well. She didn't play well, but her emotions that really got the best of her, and she acknowledged it. She acknowledges all the time, and fact at least obliterates to call technicals on her at practice because she gets so fired up. So now I'm not concerned about her being fiery. I'm not concerned about any of those things, or the fact that she airs your grievances with the refs. But where we're so close, Care Bear, in terms of the postseason. I mean, we've got a handful of the games down the stretch. We've got Chicago losing to Minnesota, and then Atlanta lose into Washington, and Atlanta able to hold on. Yeah, they were playing the mistakes up the time of, but was fired up. Meanwhile, the Fever have goon game left against the mistakes, the second worst team in the entire league. So I think the Sky slide, I think the Dream do slide. And because the Sky, while yes they play the mistakes, they have to play the Topsy Liberty to earn out their season. So that's no bueno for them. And why you're looking up whatever you're looking up, I like the range of personality and fiery is that we're seeing out of the Fever, because Kim Clark has started around into tournament form like we saw her do on the big stage, and the tournament, that's obviously what she's going to bring up. I miss the playoffs as it sits right now, them being the succeed, and actually the Lynx leapfrogged the Sun, which I actually think is a good thing for the Fever. They started the season 0-3 against Connecticut, but I think they match up a little bit better against him. They won the fourth and final match. Hope so. As a sit right now, that would be the playoff matchup for the Fever against the Connecticut Sun team that they've most recently been compared to. What Lynx team that the most recently lost to? Actually in a B Wakes, they wrote double digits. And the Fever call your lead the Lynx to that comeback when had the Fever face the Connecticut Sun, and the postseason take the under. I'm in Connecticut is really pesky defense. A caring 10 is just like a lockdown type of defender. She's very physical. She's they're going to get under their skin, the little birds, but to her detriment, and we literally saw that play out. The last time they played, it was getting the cookies gold coast to coast. They have been in Gaelic, like literally boy right past her on the other end of the court. So while yes that could be good in aggressive like robot, that can also come back and bite her, especially when stakes are elevated, and especially when we know tensions and stakes will be certainly end in a 3-game series. I mean, that's what you do like that. No, for sure that listen, you talk your talk, and then you end up having to sort of deal with the other side of it. Didn't knows that people were like clouding her for that long as the first time she's had to step out on a lamp. Was finding that out that right now Caitlin Clark, the face of the Indiana Fever, is not just playing the game, she's reshaping it in a season filled with highs and lows. Clark has emerged as the uncontested leader of this young team since the Olympic break. She's been averaging an extraordinary 24.7.9.3 assists and 5.8 rebounds per game, numbers that are not just impressive but dominant, particularly for a rookie. She's more than a scorer though. Clark's ability to see the floor, set up her teammates and control the game's tempo is what makes her so invaluable. It's her patience under pressure and her incredible basketball IQ that if turn Indiana from an underdog into a playoff contender. But this isn't just about numbers, it's about leadership. Clark's drive to win isn't just fueling her own performance, it's driving the entire Fever team. Indiana Fever, who are seen as outsiders at the beginning of the season, or now real contenders. This is the Caitlin Clark effect. The Fever's opponents are taking notice, they are nervous. Caitlin Clark's journey from an exceptional college player to on-by rookie dominating the playoffs is nothing short of spectacular, and now as she sets rise on the on-by championship, one thing is clear: Indiana is no longer the team you want to underestimate, but Clark's path to greatness has not been without challenges. Let's dive into the latest controversy that has fans calling for two changes in the league's officiating. The controversy surrounding Caitlin Clark's technical foul against the Las Vegas Aces has sent shockwaves through the on-bar community. Clark, known for her intensity and competitive spirit, was penalized for what the referee called disrespectful behavior, decision that fans, players, and analysts alike are still questioning after missing the shot. So expressed her frustration by hitting the padding of the hoop, a natural reaction for any player passionate about the game, but the referee deemed worthy of a technical foul, and just like that, the controversy was born. In Indiana Fever fans were quick to jump to a defense, flooding social media with posts condemning the referee's decision. Fans pointed out the inconsistency in officiating, questioning how minor display of frustration could lead to such a harsh penalty. Some even called for the referee to be removed from the league altogether. It wasn't just the fans who are angry. Caitlin Clark herself was visibly frustrated with the call, and her teammates could hardly believe it either. Indiana Fever head coach Christy Sides found herself in the crossfire as many fans criticized her for not defending Clark more aggressively. In this moment, fans felt that Sides should have stood up for her star player and made her voice heard, but instead Clark was left to handle the situation yourself. This controversy added fuel to the fire, with calls for Side removal from the coaching position intensifying. It's clear that Fever fans expect their coach to fight for their players, especially when their rookie sensation is at risk of suspension. But as the tensions escalate, Caitlin Clark continues to rise above the noise, and her performance on the court speaks for itself. The controversy didn't end with the game against Las Vegas. In the Feathers' next matchup against the Dallas Wings, Court found herself dangerously close to another suspension, with 6 technical fouls already under her belt. One more would mean an automatic suspension for the Fever's final regular season game, a game crucial to maintaining their momentum heading into the playoffs. But it wasn't just a risk scoop suspension that had fans worried. It was the lack of support from the sidelines. Elia Boston, in a pivotal moment, had to physically intervene to prevent Clark from engaging with the referees. It was a dramatic moment that left everyone holding their breath. Would Clark be able to keep her cool, or would the situation spiral out of control? Thanks to Boston's quick thinking, Clark avoided another technical, but the incident only fueled the ongoing debate. Is Caitlin Clark being unfairly targeted by referee Scott Agnesa-Field? As Files didn't mince words when he criticized head coach Christy Sides for failing to step in and defend a star player during such a critical moment. While Sides faced intense criticism from fans, Clark stayed focused on what mattered most: winning games and breaking records. And despite the adversity, Clark continues to thrive on the court. Now let's turn our attention to the incredible records Caitlin Clark is breaking. Issue forges ahead into under history. Caitlin Clark's rookie season will be remembered for many reasons. The one stands out above the rest: her ability to break records. In the same game where she narrowly avoided her 7th technical foul, Clark made history by breaking the Lumber rookie assist record previously held by teacher Penny Gyro. Since 1998, Clark shattered this decades-old milestone, proving once again that she is not just a scorer, she's a playmaker in every sense of the word. With an average of 17.8 points, 8.3 assists, and 5.8 rebounds per game, Clark is showing no signs of slowing down or ability to make her teammates better. Combined with her lethal scoring ability, has transformed Indiana into a legitimate playoff lead. And it's not just about personal achievements. Clark's leadership is lifting the Fever as a whole, pushing them to levels of performance they hadn't reached in years. Clark's performance isn't just rewriting the record books, it's redefining what on-by rookie can achieve. In with the Fever making their first playoff appearance since 2016, Clark is more determined than ever to lead her team to the ultimate prize. As we look ahead to the playoffs, let's explore what lies ahead for Clark and the Fever. The Fever's playoff run is just beginning, with the stakes couldn't be higher. With a young roster that's gained invaluable experience throughout the season, Indiana is poised to make a deep run, led by none other than Caitlin Clark, as they prepare for their first-round matchup, likely against the Connecticut Sunroom. Soda links up. The Fever face a tough road ahead, but if Clark has proven anything this season, it's that she thrives under pressure. Clark's leadership combined with the outstanding play of Kelsey Mitchell-Alier Boston and Lexi Hole has transformed this team from a shaky start to a playoff contender. Mitchell is averaging a career-high 19.3 points per game, or Boston has dominated the boards, and Hole is shooting an incredible 49.3% from beyond the arc with this core group. Firing on all cylinders, the Fever have the potential to shock the world as the Fever head into the playoffs. The pressure is mounting, but Caitlin Clark is ready. Will this rookie sensation lead Indiana to an unexpected championship? The path ahead is tough, but with Clark at the helm, the Fever are more dangerous than ever. Caitlin Clark has already accomplished what many thought impossible in a rookie year, leading the Fever to the playoffs, breaking records and igniting the passion of fans across the league as the playoffs loom. The question on everyone's mind is, can she do the unthinkable? Can Caitlin Clark lead Indiana to an NBA championship in her very first season with her record-breaking performances, unshakable determination, and the full support of her teammates? Clark is ready to make history once again.